Hello and welcome. Today, when I'm recording this, is the 7th of July 2022, which is a 7/7 portal. And regardless of when you watch this, the messages that come through might be applicable for you at that time. Time is fluid, and portals are gateways to new timelines, new dimensions of existence. And today feels like, or in the recent past, it's felt like we have been working through many different timelines and resolving certain things in past timelines, which changes all timelines. And now we're at a choice point. So you may have had a sense of possible timelines, or are having a sense of possible timelines, possible ways of how things will play out for you in your life, and which would be your highest potentials, and working through what is it that no longer serves you, what is it that you want, what is it that your soul and your higher self wants, what is in alignment with the highest good for all, and what needs to happen in this reality right now. And with so much happening, we tend to take in all of the energies and all of the information and see all of the things playing out, and that can lower your vibration. Yes, it's good to be aware of what's going on, but it's always important to focus your energy on the piece of the puzzle that you are, the piece of the picture that you need to be drawing, expressing, creating. If you are not grounding your energy, what you need to be manifesting, the rest of the picture, the rest of the piece of the puzzle, the picture can't come together. So sometimes we need to take a step back when we have been too focused on details and specifics for ourselves, just so we can gain perspective again. And once we have the clarity and the inspiration and we are in alignment, then we take inspired action. And action doesn't have to be doing. Action can be being in that energy of creation, that energy of love, that energy of knowing and understanding, that energy of compassion, still feeling assertive and confident and abundant, but humbled. And when we are in that energy, we create effortlessly, and we create what our highest intentions are. And it is then in alignment with everyone else and everything else. That wanted to come through, and now let's pull some cards. I have a few decks out that I am excited to use that I'm not that familiar with, but I really enjoy them, and there's such a lot that comes through from these decks. And I guess I like it because the decks that I'm familiar with, it almost feels like there's old energies or preconceived ideas of what the message is, and these new decks might just give us some new energies. So I'm going to use the Akashic Tarot first. Let's see what comes through. We have the King of Keys. The King of Keys to me is the King of Pentacles. And again, Pentacles is earth energy, which is grounding, stable, abundance, This king is on his horse, and his home or his kingdom is in the background here, and he's smiling. I don't know if you can see it. He's smiling, and it seems like he's excited to go home. He's probably been on a journey, and the sun is shining in the back, and there's this rainbow colored energy there. So he's looking towards home, and obviously we can take this as our inner masculine energy, whether you are male or female, or this can be to me, divine masculine energy is our human selves, and the divine feminine energy is our souls, and that's just my interpretation. There's a lot of red in this card, which is a fiery, passionate energy, excitement, enthusiasm, drive. There can be some sexual energy as well. This king is the king of keys, but he has his sword with him, the sword of truth. He doesn't have it out because he doesn't need to have it out, but there's a sense of clarity and a sense of knowing about who he is and what he's doing. But it's a very humble, grounded energy and a very happy energy. And then we have the Four of Scrolls, the karmic trench. Fours are stability. This guy is hard at work. He is preparing the lands, preparing the soil. And also his home is here in the background. I am going to interpret what I see in the card, but I do want to read from the book for this one. So it seems like the divine masculine energy, this King of Keys, had been hard at work preparing the earth for sowing of new seeds. I assume that's the seeds there on the side there. And I have a feeling that he's returning home now from his journey, from the work he had been doing, and that can be different for all of us. Four of Scrolls. It's really important to stay hydrated at the moment with the intensity of the energies. In a field meant to be planted, a man dirty from his efforts stands knee-deep inside a long trench. The seeds wait to be planted, yet he continues to dig deeper and deeper. There are other rows plowed and ready for planting, but they are ignored. This card reveals a difficult pattern in your life, a pattern of self-defeating feelings, thoughts, and actions that you've brought forward from previous incarnations. You return to this life with the intention of breaking this karmic pattern, but you got pulled into the old thoughts and behaviors. You've been digging yourself deeper into a karmic trench that gets harder and harder to escape. This pattern is not unknown to you. You recognize it in your relationships, in your jobs, and certainly in your beliefs, behaviors, and responses. It is time to take charge of your karma by altering the inner ideas, feelings, and patterns that cause you to make sabotaging choices. Every time you notice yourself making an old choice that digs you deeper into your karmic trench, you can change your mind and your actions. This will require your conscious effort every step of the way. Without such work, you could go lifetimes burying yourself in the same feelings. But with your commitment to making changes every day, you can dig yourself out. And if you have seen some of my other videos, especially the recent ones, that has been the general theme, is working through karma, closing out old timelines, breaking patterns, creating a new life. And I think we are all so intuitive and so aware. The veil is so thin right now that we can see our shadows. I wanted to say we can see our own BS, which we can, and that of the world. The places where we have not shown up as our authentic selves, where we have settled, the places where we have gone along with things that did not feel in alignment with us, the places where we've allowed things. And we have to kind of take accountability for those things within ourselves, which is difficult to acknowledge because then we have to repair it. We have to repent. And if each of us are doing that, collectively that creates a change and a shift. And it brings healing and it brings change. At the bottom of the deck we have the Two of Keys, the treasure. Again, this is like the Two of Pentacles energy. This guy is in his home, and the home is a mess. Everything is turned upside down because he's been looking for a treasure that he feels he has lost. And again, that can be losing ourselves, losing our soul, losing love, and that can be within or externally. A man looks dejectedly at a smashed treasure chest in a room that obviously has been robbed and plundered. Behind him, a stream of light shines from below the lid of an unbroken chest that rests on a small table. The only piece of furniture in the room that hasn't been touched. This card represents a great loss or disappointment in your life right now. It could be the loss of a job, a relationship, or even an opportunity. But remember that this phase is temporary. It might take some time and effort to rally your forces to recover, but there is a great treasure within you that is always available. The little chest represents that part of you that is filled with light. It isn't vulnerable and it can never be lost or damaged. When you focus on what's wrong or what's lacking, it perpetuates your sense of emptiness and victimization. So don't let yourself get lost in your loss. Open the lid to your light and let it illuminate your way. There are other opportunities and greater wealth waiting for you to discover. So, either presently or in the recent past, we could have experienced some sort of loss in our lives, or you might be heading that way, but it's not a loss. Sometimes what we're looking for is there all along. He's looking at this big treasure chest on the floor here and all this mess, but the treasure remains, and deep down we know what that is, and we always go searching in places where it isn't. So yeah, he's looking at this loss, but the King of Keys can represent financial changes, new job, career, new direction, or a man, a love interest that comes into your life. Could indicate self-employment, business expansion. It will be different for all of us, but whatever losses you've experienced, it is because we've been working through this karma, and those things are things that we've had to let go of. But to let go of it, you first have to become aware of it, and then you almost go through a process of grief where you're in denial at first, and then there's the sadness, because now you see it for what it is, and then there's anger, and then there is a period where we have to recover and rest and process, and then the new beginnings come. Let's pull some more taro from the good taro. Page of fire, 5 of water. Page of fire is, pages are either messengers or a younger person, a child, and fire is wands, which is receiving a message or guidance or a sign of a new beginning, something that is passionate, creative, exciting. On this card, there's a full moon in the background. We also have a beautiful white tiger here. And again, a city in the background. So you might be getting signs about either this person or this career advancement or this incoming abundance. You might be feeling the energy, and it might not be 100% clear right now, but that's where it begins, when we can sense that energy and work with it and follow it and allow it. It takes us where we need to be. The 5 of water is the 5 of cups, which is generally feeling discontented or sad or grieving. Page of fire. Page of fire, enthusiastic action, adventurous, venturing forth, beginning a project, acting on a new idea. So if you've had some sort of inspiration come to you regarding a creative idea, pursuit, a project, business, even a relationship, then that is what is starting now. And the affirmation that goes with that is, I am free to venture forth, for co-creating a life true to my desire is my right. I am finding my purpose as I take the first step into something new. My ideas have value and I dream boldly. Five of water. Releasing grief, allowing sadness to rise and fall, forgiveness, the ebb and flow of emotion. Exactly what I was saying about the process. I feel the fullness of my emotions as they wash through me. The ebb and flow are part of life, and I am present in my feelings today. I fully forgive myself and others and let go of any emotions that were holding me back from acknowledging the truth. I deserve the freedom that comes when I release what is no longer working for me. I make amends to those I may have harmed when emotions was coloring my perceptions. I surrender any resentments to the divine, knowing they can be transformed into miracles. Fearless inventories lead to liberation. Reflection, allowing yourself to feel the emotions that you're feeling and then releasing them so that this new beginning can start. And at the bottom of the deck we have the full new beginnings. So in tarot, the Fool's Journey is the first card, and then you go through the major and minor arcana. And endings can feel painful and scary and confusing and all that uncertainty, but It leads you to a new beginning, which is where we want to be. And holding on to the past emotions, situations, whatever, just delays our new beginnings. The Fool doesn't carry a heavy load. It's just you as you are, and off you go on this new journey, which is this adventurous, excited energy. Something has come full circle. Okay, I think we're going to be closing out the reading now, so we're just going to pull some oracle cards. Close out the reading. We're already at 20 minutes, 20:44. This is exactly the energy that I'm feeling right now. Peace. This is a number 2 card, which is duality, contrast, partnerships. Oh, she's above the clouds here on a swing, and there's 2 swans at the back there, which is a sign of unconditional love. She's found her peace. She's found her love. And we first find that within, embody it, ground it, and then we manifest it in some way in our realities. Travel. Ooh. Someone is traveling. Someone's traveling towards you, or you will be traveling. You might be traveling for work, or for love, relationship. I'm going to end it right there. New beginnings. There might be, for some, there might be a birth of a child in the family or for yourself. But this is just symbolic as well about these new beginnings. At the bottom of the deck we have family, and again there's a baby in the background. Take that as it resonates. I hope these messages brings you some sort of clarity, some sort of peace. Enjoy this time. When the timelines are so open and we can sense the past and the future and the present simultaneously, we sometimes can get stuck in the past energies and that grief and sadness and that pain. Or we get too excited about what's coming and we become ungrounded. And we're really mastering being able to perceive multiple timelines and dimensions at the same time while still being present and grounded in this one, so that we can manifest this change that we are creating. I hope that was helpful in some way, and I'll see you again in another video.